There's moral outrage here. It's not just here in the States, it's all across the globe. And there should be this groundswell of belief that Vladimir Putin needs to somehow, some way, get off the world stage and stop attacking countries. By the way, it's not just Ukraine. We saw this in Crimea. We saw this in Georgia. And yet, there are those who say his lack of message discipline could start World War III. Your thoughts?
Well, I think you have to chalk it up to being lack of resolve. I mean, I don't recall any time when you had a president who had to backtrack 3 different statements over the course of 4 days. If you want to show strong leadership on the world stage, then say it, own it, defend it. But what we see here is the president says it, and the White House, the Secretary of State, and many others are immediately going out there and backtracking. If you're another world leader, whether you're an adversary or an ally, you have to wonder, do I listen to what the president is saying, or do I wait for his White House aides or other administration officials to come clean it up? They don't even know who to listen to right now.
That's the real rub, Kevin. Ultimately, if you can't rely on what this man is saying, or at least the clarity of what he is saying, and behind the scenes, I mean, we as reporters, we read the cleanup messages on aisle 5. You have to wonder how this is being viewed abroad. He can get cover here domestically from the press. You can't get that when you're talking about international reporters and other world leaders, no?
Listen, Kevin, you know, the president just returned from a G7 summit, a NATO summit, where he has rallied the world in the last couple of weeks and months. President Zelensky, in his address to Congress, says President Biden, more than any other president, has done more to support the Ukrainian people. So this is a president who has the resounding support of his fellow world leaders as he leads the free world through this crisis. We're seeing countries acting in unison. We're seeing a revitalized NATO like no point we've seen before in the history of NATO, going back to the 1940s. So look at not just the president's words, and the words of the president are important, and he reaffirmed those words today from the East Room,
right.
But look at the president's actions as well on the world stage with our allies.
Mark, in 15 seconds, your final thoughts of what we need to see more of, especially from the president of the United States.
Well, I think we need to see true leadership. And right now, I think the White House is governing from being afraid of making a mistake, afraid of our adversaries, and these mixed messages only underscore it.
Mark, it's been a while. Good to see you. Kevin, as always, we appreciate your time, gentlemen. Thank you for being here on the special tonight.